Hi and welcome to this video about where to start with your internet marketing, and a lot of people really do find it difficult to know exactly where to start. So first thing you've got to do is pick a direction, and it's a bit like going on a journey. Generally speaking, unless you're going on a really random road trip, you know which direction you're going in. You're starting from wherever you happen to be, and you know where you want to end up. It could be the shops, could be a friend's house, could be a destination for a holiday, it could be absolutely anything. And you need to do exactly the same with your internet marketing. You can't just drift. And what a lot of people do, especially beginners, is there's another offer comes up in their inbox daily, probably more often than daily, and they think, oh, I'm going to do that instead. And what happens is you've got tens, maybe even hundreds of unfinished projects that just mean that you're not going in any particular direction. One day it might be Facebook, another day it could be YouTube, another day it could be tweets, another day it might be doing document shares, another one it could be guest posting, another one it could be buying traffic on Google AdWords or Bing or Facebook, and so on. And then you just don't get anywhere because you haven't given anything long enough to do it. But we'll come on to that a little bit later. So pick a direction, and the three most popular directions, there are others. There's no one size fits all. Whatever works for you, but you need to find what works for you. The direction an awful lot of people start, and it's good, is selling other people's products. It's usually called affiliate marketing, but it could also be selling products on Amazon and eBay that are just manufactured products and you just put up as a listing. Either of those work, and you just need to decide which of those is best for you. If you go down the physical products route, you can make money, but you can also have just a room or a garage full of stock that is just sitting there looking bored, not selling quite as fast as you thought, if at all. And that's nasty because you've got money tied up in it, and you either have to cut the price, take a loss, or just hope that eventually enough people are going to buy it. So yeah, you can do that. There are people making a very good living doing all sorts of different ways of selling physical products. I saw a documentary recently where they go around shops pre-season, so at the start in September, something like that. A lot of Christmas goods here in the UK are cheap because the shops want to move sales and then replenish. And what they were doing was buying what were likely to be the best sellers, stocking up on them, and then 2 or 3 months later putting them on eBay because most people aren't organised, so they were selling them at a profit. That can work. It's, as I said, a little bit iffy from my point of view in that you've got money tied up in stock for days, weeks, months that may or may not sell. But it can work. There are other people that use usually software because it's a pain in the neck to do otherwise, to arbitrage between eBay and Amazon. So they'll find products on Amazon that sell for more on eBay, or products on eBay that sell for more on Amazon, and they'll basically mix and match between the two. They'll act as the affiliate between the two. They'll advertise it on Amazon, they'll buy it through eBay, send it to the Amazon buyer, or vice versa, or they'll even buy it from a different country. I know someone here in the UK who buys a lot of Amazon stuff from America because the price difference is good, and he'll then make the money on the difference between the two prices. So that's doable. But what more people tend to do is what's known as affiliate marketing, so you actually never handle the actual goods. And that works a lot. An awful lot of people do that, and it's good. You set up a site, you advertise it, you advertise whatever products it is, and when someone buys through your link, you get a commission. If it's Amazon, it's relatively low. It's in sort of 4, 5, 6%, something like that, sometimes more, but in that kind of region. If it's a product on something like Commission Junction, you might get more than that. You might get 10, 20, 30%. And if it's a standard product on something like ClickBank, you might get 50 to 75%. And if it's an internet marketing product on Warrior Plus or JVZoo, you might get between 50 and 100%. Now that figure always gets people excited. 100% is good. Sometimes I've seen it go up as high as 300%, where you actually get, once you start selling product, you get a bonus that takes you up from the initial amount to double or triple it. That usually comes in arrears, and there's usually catches. You have to sell a certain number of products, but it can work. but certainly in internet marketing and some other areas, 100% is pretty much the starting price for the initial product, and then the upsells you maybe get between 50 and 100% on, and that's nice money. That can work really well. You need a list for that, but then you need a list for most things, or you do a video like this one and hope that you can get it ranked. But selling other people's products, really, really good way of doing things. Another way is selling services. Now, you're not going around mowing lawns, although you could, but this is the internet equivalent. The easiest option generally for this is to, as long as you can write in English, or something approaching decent English, and if you look at some of the articles that are out there, it doesn't have to be fantastic. Use a site like iWriter, where you bid for a project, or you don't even bid for a project, you just select it, say I'm going to write that article in typically an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it happens to be, depending on the length. You then submit it, and as long as your writing's good enough, you get paid for it. Very, very simple way of doing it. That's selling a service. And there are a lot of people making a nice amount of money doing that, because although iWriter starts at a fairly low amount of money, once you move up the ranks, you can bid for more expensive projects, and you can get paid more. And once you get up to the really, really high end of iWriter, the money's very, very good. We have a quick look at the site. 1,000-word article, which is, well, most of them are going to be 500, so let's go for that one. Basic price, $3, you don't get all of that, but once you move up to a higher 4.3 to 5-star writer, $5.50. Elite, we're higher up again, $10. And when you get up to the really top ranks, $30. Not many of those requested, but if you get that, that's very, very nice for a 500-word article. Again, you won't get quite that amount, but that's good. And you could, as long as you can write or type, anyone can do that. Another place you can sell lots of services is Fiverr, Fiverr.com. And you can see recommended for me. I've got people suggesting guest posts, logo designs, 200-word article, and I'll put it on their blog. But there's lots and lots of different places, ebook covers. These are just the suggestions they're putting for me, but there's categories all over the place on this. If we look at that, graphics and design, online marketing, writing, video, music and audio, programming, advertising, business, and more. So lots of different ways. All of those are selling a service. And if it's one that you can create fairly fast, you can do it well. The other thing with Fiverr is, although the initial gigs are only $5, once you move up to some of those, you'll find there's usually extras. And on that one, you've got things like one-day delivery gets extra, write a unique article for you, $10, and so on. So you can move up to those quite fast. Initially with Fiverr, when you're building up your rating, you wouldn't be offered those, but if you offer those for free, you'll get more gigs and therefore people will do it. And then the third way to pick a direction is create your own products. I'm not going to talk about that too much in this video because it's kind of the advanced strategy, but you could do that and you can sell those on your own website, you can sell them on Amazon, all sorts of different places, and they can be digital products. Those work really well. This is effectively a digital product. So that's pick a direction. You need to do that, otherwise you don't know where you're going. Then, really important, keep going in the same direction. Again, as we started off, it's pointless just running around in circles. So once you've chosen a direction, keep at it. Probably not just for the typical internet marketer duration, which is minutes, not even hours or days, but several weeks at least. I'd suggest probably pick a direction, go at it for at least a month, see what happens. And you'll have a very good idea by the end of that month, whereas if you do it only for a few minutes, you won't have a clue. And ideally for that, have your own website. It costs, roughly $10 for a domain name, and hosting starts at, here in the UK, starts at around about 20-something, 25 to £30 a year, and what's that work out, about $40, $50 a year, and goes up from. Be inclined to buy my hosting from someone other than the name provider, domain name provider, because they're two different skill sets and it doesn't really match very well. So even if you're spending $10 a month, which is kind of quite pricey, well, not pricey, but it's a regular price for a domain hosting, then you're looking at $120 a year plus $10 for the website, $130 a year. and that's to run your whole business. So set up your own website and add content to it regularly, because Google, it's like catnip to Google. And content means usually written content, but it'll also be pictures, videos, whatever you want to do. And if you're going to do written content, I'd suggest at least 500 words for a page, and ideally nearer 1,000 to 2,000 words. Sounds a lot, but you can work your way up to it, and you don't have to create all that content in one go. The post I wrote recently for one of my sites took me 3 days to write it in fits and starts. So that's okay, it doesn't matter. Your user doesn't know that it took you several sessions to write the thing, so long as you don't start in a completely different voice or anything like that, they won't know. They'll just think, okay, that's a nice piece of... And you need to promote each piece of content. And what I mean by that is talk about it on Facebook, tweet about it, add it to Google+. If you've got pictures and things, add it on Pinterest and Instagram. And just generally start driving traffic to it. What I'd suggest is for each piece of content you write on your own website, I'd suggest you do a video related to it and then point it back to that piece of content, because videos attract traffic, a different type of traffic, and you can put a link, like there'll be below this video if it's on YouTube or anything like that, a link back to your site, and people can find out more information. Very, very simple to do. It takes you however long it takes to record a video, and then your video software will render it, that's fine. And you can do that, you can even do it from within YouTube. You don't even need video software if you don't want to. You can do it that way. I personally use Camtasia. I recommend you use Screencast-O-Matic, mainly because it's an order of magnitude cheaper. It's time of recording $15 for a year's license, and it works fine. It does everything you need to do. There'll be more features than you can shake a stick at. Lots and lots of features you'll never use, as opposed to lots and lots and lots and lots of features on Camtasia you'll never use. So it works fine. And then what I also suggest you do is, if you did a video, if you did it a slideshow format like this, put the slideshow up on one of the document sharing sites, DocStock, Scribd, SlideShare, any of those, at least one of those, and again, that's extra links, extra promotion back to your website. You need to do that because initially the only person looking at your website is you. Sorry to tell you that, but that's how it works, because no one really knows about it, and even if Google have found it, which they'll find it, you don't need to do anything to tell Google, they will find it. But they won't show it on the first 101 pages, they'll just put it somewhere in their index, kind of like the dusty shelves that used to be in the old-fashioned libraries, and it'll be somewhere on there, the internet equivalent of that. So, but once you start promoting, it will start getting a flicker, just a glimmer of traffic, and over time, so this is why you need to keep at it, and why you need to keep going in the same direction, it will start building up. That might take a few weeks, it's more likely going to take quite a few months. It's just, it depends, there's no real logic behind it, but generally speaking, allow quite a few months, because that's what seems to happen. It takes Google time to realise they've got so many pages to recognise. And the next thing you need to do is make it a habit, and that means adding content to your website, adding promotion stuff to your website. It's a habit, and from habits take time to form. So initially you'll need to remind yourself, set a reminder on your phone, great big poster up on your wall, post-it notes on your screen, bleeps on your phone, whatever it happens to take. And contrary to what most self-help books tell you, habits take longer than 14 days to form. The average is probably 28 days, but it can take as long as 60. So 1 to 2 months to do something on a regular basis, and then it turns into a habit, and then it becomes just one of those things you do, like brushing your teeth, combing your hair, anything like that. It's a habit. It's just part of you, and the closer you can make it to a habit, oh yeah, it's X o'clock in the day, I'm going to spend half an hour writing stuff for my website or promoting my website. Or it's coffee break in the morning, I'm going to spend 15 minutes on it now, and coffee break in the afternoon, spend 15 minutes on it now, and just got home from work while the tea's cooking, another 15 minutes on it. There's plenty of time you can fragment it. It does work very easily. If I was going to do this video, I could do the slides very quickly, set them to one side, and then come back to it, record the video. And you can do the same for content. You can just start it, make an outline for what you're going to write on the website, and then just flesh out each paragraph, each bunch of paragraphs in separate sessions. And that works very easily, and it means you can pick it up and leave it, and you can fit it in. That's the important part with all this as well. Part of the habit side of things is making sure it fits in. If you said, right, I've got to spend a solid 60 minutes on it, and that's a good recommendation, incidentally, an hour a day, that works very, very nicely. But a lot of people, an hour is a long time. But if I said, okay, 5 or 6, 10, 12-minute chunks, you could find those. There's the times when you just sat twiddling your thumbs, the times when you're listening to a phone call where your phone call is really important to them, but not important enough for them to pay someone on minimum wage to answer the thing. So while you're on hold, you can just tap away, and you're okay with that. You'll get interrupted with the voiceover again, but you know what I'm saying. Very easy. Make it a habit. Even just get up 15 minutes earlier in the day, or go to bed 15 minutes later. If you do that consistently, even if it is only 15 minutes a day, that's nearly 2 hours a week, or 1 hour a week if you only do 4 or 5 day a week. And that's more than most of your competitors are going to be doing. Spread over the year, that works a treat. So even if you did only one new page of content a week on your website, and that's very easily doable, you got 50 pages by the end of the year. And you got 100 pages by the end of 2 years, and you'll start picking up traffic. You need to do it consistently, make it a habit. And you need to stay focused, because if you're not focused, you'll drift. So the more you can focus, the better your results. And by focus, I don't mean just laser targeting one specific keyword or anything like that. I mean focus as in do what you've decided to do. Don't think, oh, I'm going to do an acne product this week, a hair extensions product next week, a weight loss one next week, and I might do one about fast cars the week after, another one about visiting foreign places or other towns for a weekend break. Keep it focused, keep on the one thing. So if you decided it's on weight loss, keep on weight loss, keep on the different ways, and that's why diet books sell, actually, because dieters aren't focused. They'll buy this year's fad twice. Once for January when they put on far too much weight over Christmas, and once before the summer holidays when they realise that they want to go away and actually not look like a beached whale. So that market, you can appeal to that. You could do a website that has, over time, it has 10, 20, 30 different diet things. So you could do paleo, you could do cabbage soup, you could do Mediterranean, you could do all the different ones, and you'll pick up traffic for each of those. And then if you do recipes as well, not particularly easy to monetize that kind of thing, but you could do a link to Amazon, lots and lots of recipe books on Amazon that sell for very low money, and yeah, okay, you don't get very much commission on that, but it builds you up in the commission stakes, and then once you put all the add-ons to it, you get the nice sales on top. So don't rule out selling cheap stuff on Amazon, because it takes you up Amazon every month take you up on a quantity stake. So to get up the commission brackets, you need to sell more and more and more, and it resets to 0 again the following month. But if you're selling a lot of 99-cent Kindle books, they'll take you up their numbers, because Amazon don't care about what people buy total, because they know they run the odds. They know that over time people will spend more money. Now if you did that, you can then maybe encourage people to take out a subscription for certain products. You can encourage them to buy the kitchen gadgets, all that kind of thing, and that works in virtually any market. So the more you're focused, you're not a Wikipedia, you haven't got the staff to be a Wikipedia. You can't be a Huffington Post, you haven't got the staff, you're starting out. So be realistic, keep it focused. Longer term, yeah, you can invite other people to write for you. That's selling a service on Fiverr. Invite people to guest post for you, but your site needs to have a certain amount of traction before you can do that. But that works. So focus. Stay focused. It's like the Karate Kid. And the more you can focus, the better your results are going to be. And the final part of this is get help when you need it. Because none of us know everything. I might meet some people who think they do, but even they don't. So when you get stuck, enlist the help of others when you need it. Now you can do that with a search on Google. You just have to be aware that not everyone offering information actually knows what they're talking about. That's the same in everything. It's the person you meet on the street who they've got an opinion for everything, but whether it's a tested opinion, you don't know. So you need to be a bit careful about that, or you can find someone who can offer you the specific amount of advice for that thing that you probably have to pay them for that. That works because it's actually quicker and cheaper probably to pay someone a few $100s or maybe even a few thousand. I know people that have done that to find a specific piece of knowledge rather than wallow around and flounder and spend probably more money than that. And definitely if you value your time at even minimum wage, you'd spend, I don't know, 20, 40 hours at minimum wage. It's a lot of money. You count that up, and you could easily do that in internet marketing and still not know the answer. So don't be afraid to pay someone to shortcut your learning curve. Obviously do your research, or use forums for help if you can't afford that kind of money to get you to that stage where you can afford that money. But if you're going to use forums, be careful. Make sure that the person commenting or replying to you has a reasonable number of post counts and has got decent feedback from people. Or, if need be, buy a single product on that thing from, again, someone you trust. Because a lot of products, especially in the internet marketing side, but also in quite a few other markets, aren't as good, and you can't always get the reviews that you get on Amazon, and even then you don't always know that the reviews are genuine. People pay for reviews on Amazon, they pay for reviews on TripAdvisor. If they can't police it, no one else can. They've got many more resources than the standard internet marketing product. So be a little bit wary, be careful, but pick someone you trust, pick someone whose style you get on with. If you're into brash and whatever, it's probably not me. If you're into just solid stuff that works, it could be me. If that helps, or if you want to know more, click the link below this post. But whatever you do, get help. Don't just sit there, deer in headlights mode, frozen, because you don't know where to get help or you don't know what to do. And there are a very lot of successful people who get help in all the areas they don't know enough about. And that's called outsourcing or enlisting help or whatever, however else you want to do it. And it works a treat. So don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to admit that you need help. Because we all do it at certain stages in our life. We went to school, that was help, effectively. And we've been taught things. And that's all this is. So, the trick though is to start. So go for it. Start with your internet marketing. Pick a direction, go for it. Keep at it, stay focused, and get help. So, thanks for watching.